Hello, welcome back to the second part of our discussion on the spell check node. So last time we saw how we can just use the automatic features of the spell check node to generate a list of misspelled words and some replacements. And we saw how that came from two sources. One, the spell check dictionary, if that is a blue colored word, or it could come from an algorithm if that's a black colored word. So today we're going to be talking about how we can customize this with some manual input. So to do that, we want to be using custom dictionaries. So dictionaries are these cheat sheets of words. So our spell check dictionary is used to get these blue corrections. We automatically know what to correct because we have these instructions, and we know which words are misspelled because they don't appear in our main dictionary, which is a list of all the words we know, which is called our morphology dictionary. So by manually customizing these dictionaries, we can customize how a spell check node is going to operate. So these dictionaries are going to be in our manage dictionary section. So I can go to file, manage dictionaries. And it's good practice to work within a project, not bother with things on the server, and it's good practice not to modify the default dictionaries. So what we're going to do is create two new dictionaries. These are going to be local project dictionaries that we can customize. That way we don't have to worry about messing with defaults. So first of all, we want a new spell check dictionary that'll contain these new cheat sheet items that we like to directly add. So I'll create a new one here. So I'll create a new spell check dictionary. I'm going to just call that my text dictionary. I can add a text description if I want. I'm not going to do that right now. I can choose to inherit. Inherit means you're going to suck in all of the words from that other dictionary that you choose. I don't want to inherit anything. I'm just going to have a blank slate, so I'll hit OK. Great, I have a new dictionary here. I'd also like a new morphology dictionary, so I'll do the same thing for my morphology. Okay, now I have two new dictionaries. I like to use them now, and to use them, I have to go to my node, and under the properties of this node in the dictionaries tab, I need to tell it which dictionaries I'm going to be using. So I have a new spell check dictionary to check that to make sure I'm using that. And I have a new morphology dictionary, so I'll check that and make sure I'm using that. Then I'll need to re-execute. Alright, so let's see how to use these. Now suppose I have a correction here that I would like to be applied just automatically. I see it, I just want to say, alright, this is it. This has my stamp of approval. I don't need to go through the algorithm and waste any time. I just want to just say we are definitely going to be applying this rule from now on. So, for example, currently that misspelled because it lacks two R's. So if I'd like to apply that from now on, I can just add that to my dictionary. So I can go to my spell check dictionary, and I can add a new misspelling. So I can say currently, and the correct spelling should have two R's. So that's what we have here. We want to have that be an automatic check. So that's what we've put here. So I'll save that. And now if I rerun this, I've rerun this. Now you see that currently is now blue and at the top. That's indicating it's coming from a spell check dictionary. So that's one way I could add these, but it might be tedious just to do that over and over. If you're reviewing this list here and you want to just say, all right, I see appeared, this should automatically be in a spell check dictionary. You don't have to return to the other tab and kind of manually edit. You can do it directly from this interface by checking the word or series of words that you'd like to add. And then down below, we'll have a list of dictionaries. So I can expand the spell checks. I can see test dictionary. I can add directly to the text dictionary. So it's appeared, should be with 2 P's. Now it's directly added. That's been turned to blue. And if I re-executed this, it'll be 100% confident. So I can just go ahead and I can do that for all the ones that I definitely want to be in my new dictionary for the future. Alternatively, what if there's a word here that PolyAnalyst thinks is misspelled, but I don't want to count as misspelled for some reason? So that might be from a proper noun. For example, maybe we have a brand name. Okay, so vehicle. I don't know. Let me just make something up and say there's a brand name called vehicle, or there's something like that. That's actually correct. And if we see vehicle, we shouldn't automatically correct it to vehicle. Although in other cases, maybe we want to. So if we want to add this to our knowledge base, we have to tell PolyAnalyst, hey, vehicle is a real word. Don't assume it's misspelled. And to do that, we have to add it to our morphology dictionary. So let's add that to the test morphology dictionary that we created. So we'll expand the morphology at the bottom. We'll select vehicle. We'll add it to test morphology. In this case, we have to define it as a word. So it's going to be a noun. We're still telling it it's a noun. And then we can give the different forms. So it can be plural. So vehicles could have possessive forms, could have plural possessive form, etc., etc. So all these different things we can customize. If it's a verb, we'll select that and do everything. We do everything for there. Some of them are pre-filled in, but we can change these if it's slightly different for the word. And then once we're happy with that, a simple execution, we don't need to worry about any of that stuff. We can just hit OK. And now, once that happens, this will turn red. It will get rid of the replacement, and we'll know that, okay, if we re-execute this node, vehicle won't be corrected because that's a proper noun. So these are some ways that we can add things to dictionaries. And there are other dictionaries possible here: human name, stop lists, synonyms. There are other different things that we can take into consideration. But the basic format's the same. We can just select the words we have in our spell check list, add them to the correct dictionary, whether we want to automatically correct them in the future, or if we want to treat them as a real word, we can do that. Suppose we want to remove them from an automatic correction. So say we had that currently in there, okay? That was a mistake. Somebody accidentally added a word here. They added the default dictionary, or they have a new dictionary. It's not quite correct. How do we get rid of these things? Well, we could go to the source dictionary and directly edit it, or again, we could just do that right here. So we selected currently. Now we can edit. So if it's actually supposed to be a different word, we can change that, or we can just delete it from the dictionary. So now it's not even in that dictionary anymore. It'll now be treated through the algorithm. So that's how we can have the manual input of the dictionary for extremely fine-tuning our results. The spell check dictionary by the default, by the automatic suggestions, is pretty good. But if you're working in a special domain, with proper nouns here that aren't normal English, or you have some unique words here and there, or some obscure rare words that might not be done by the algorithm, you might need to do some of this manual additional additions to the dictionary. So thanks for joining us. Look forward to seeing you in future videos.